Let's go to Joy in West Palm Beach. What's up, Joy?
Hi, how are you?
I'm so good. How are you?
I'm a little bit nervous, to be honest, but
Listen,
here we go.
I'm not great at this. You're good. You're good. It's good. What's up?
So my husband and I have been talking about moving to another state in the next year or two, and currently his younger brother is living with us. But when we move, I'd really prefer if his brother did not come, and I don't know how to talk to him about it, or even if I have a right to even ask that.
So, man, you just told me a lot in like 2 sentences. How much can I unpack that? What's your permission level?
Whatever you need to ask.
Why in all of the world do you think you don't have a right to ask about who lives in your home? What has happened
my husband's home too.
Well, it is, but what has happened in that dynamic between the two of you that makes you even say that out loud?
Well, he lives with us kind of without my permission. His family had asked if he would be able to come live with us, and my husband just automatically said yes without ever talking to me about it.
Whoa.
And so I just kind of feel thrown into this. Yeah.
How long have y'all been married?
6 years.
Where else does he do this?
That's like the biggest thing, but
make unilateral decisions. Just this is the way we're doing it. Be honest.
He doesn't really do anything like that big scale, and that's like the biggest thing. But
no, I'm talking about little stuff.
Yeah. Sometimes with our finances, we have the same end goal, but he doesn't always, the day to day, he kind of sometimes loses sight of that, and now I'm trying to, keep us on a budget and keep us going to the, where we're trying to go. And he just will be at a store and see something and go, oh, I want to buy this, and buy it. So there, that's probably the biggest thing.
It took you a lot of courage to call about this, didn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. This isn't what you asked me, so I'm just going to answer what you asked me, but I am going to say this. And I will admit I have a bias to this, okay?
Okay.
I would rather be wrong than right. Meaning, I would rather hear something that's not really there on this than to miss it completely. But I hear a little bit of fear in your voice, a little bit of futility, a little bit of I need to protect him, and I need to keep whatever our story is, our story. And what I want you to hear me say is, if that's the case, please look in the mirror this afternoon or this morning, whenever you want to. You don't need another guy telling you what to do. But I want you to look in the mirror and say, I'm worth being a co-partner in this deal. And go talk to somebody, okay? I may be way out to lunch.
Yeah.
But there's something in your voice that is setting my radar off, okay? And I'm just telling you that because I love you, okay? So when it comes to, how old is this little brother?
He's 17.
Okay. So again, in a quasi-normal dynamic, I would sit down and say, he's been with us for this many years. 3 years, is that right?
Yes.
3 out of 6. So 50% of our marriage has had a teenager in it. That's your brother. I'm ready to have our own home. And so I am not interested in him moving with us this time. I think we've done our duty, we've done our part, and other people in the house can step up, or he's about to be 18, can be ready to be on his own. And I would like our own house as we move. That would be as simple of conversation. And then probably the pushback would be, no, he's my brother. He's got to do whatever. And that's when you would talk more about the last 3 years. I haven't had a voice in this. I feel like I'm not a participant in my own home. And this is my home too. And I'm all about helping and loving. And if we want to support him financially and whatever the things are, but I'm ready to have my own home, please. And not please in a, please, pretty please. Like my son asked me for Girl Scout cookies, but please as in a, I'm trying to be pleasant as I'm telling you this is the way I want to move forward. Something tells me you can't have that conversation. You wouldn't be calling me. So what is the conversation like in your home?
Well, so we do have our own kids, and it's always like, oh, but they love him. Like, they love having him around.
Of course.
And I'm like, yeah, but I mean, it's just, and we just had our third baby 3 months ago. So we now have 6 of us living in a 2-bedroom, like 850 square foot living space townhouse.
What?
And it's just, yeah.
That's a lot of humans and not a lot of square footage.
Exactly. And so that's like another reason why I'm like, I'm ready for our space. I'm ready to have, I want my family.
Yes.
And
so what keeps you from saying it out loud?
I think I feel guilty and like maybe I'm a bad person for not. It's not that like I don't want to help him, but at the same time, like I guess I feel like I'm being selfish.
Where'd you learn that? Somebody taught you that. That the way you feel and what you need to make your house whole and what you need to be well is selfish. Somebody told you that. Who told you that?
I don't know.
Usually that story is a story that we are told when we're young. We're born into it. You be quiet. This is where we're going to eat. You shut your mouth. You sit back there. We don't wear clothes like that in this house. You wear that. Only girls who don't care about how they look eat that stuff. Don't eat that. We're like this. My little brother's moving in with us, by the way. You need to make room. And those are stories that are just dumped onto us, man. And so if I'm the first person to ever tell you this, shame on everyone around you. But you're allowed to have your thoughts and your feelings. And you're allowed to have your emotions. And you're allowed to say, this is what I need to be well. And we have 3 of our own kids. 5 people in 850 square feet is a lot. A lot. Not to mention a newborn and all the diapers and breastfeeding and yelling and crying. That's a lot of humans. And you throw a 17-year-old. Where's his parents?
Well, they're from another country. So his mom is in their home country, and he came to the U.S. to live with us.
Oh, so now we got a cultural element on this.
Yes.
All right, totally different now. Okay. Oh, man. Just for my own edification, are you safe, Joy?
Yes.
You promise?
Yes.
Okay. We often think of safety as physical safety. Am I going to get punched in the eye? I want you to start thinking about safety also being spiritual safety, psychological safety. Does your voice count? Can you say, hey, this is what I need and I'm heard? Now, I also want to be, the way I was talking earlier, I was talking very ethnocentric, very much Western. This is the way we do family. And I know there's a number of different cultures that family looks different, right? And brothers and sisters and cousins are all living with us, and that's just the way we do life. What I hope you can do is have a conversation with your husband about this is what I need, and he will hear that. But it is absolutely not selfish for you to be heard, for you to state your needs out loud. In fact, that's a gift. In fact, what I would tell you is hurting all day, feeling like you are a stranger in your own home, distances yourself from your husband, from your kids, from family. And so if you want to start thinking selfish, think that way. Choosing to not speak up when I don't feel safe or loved or connected in my own house, that's got ramifications too. Okay, so I would take him out. I would have a hard conversation, a gentle conversation, a respectful, loving conversation that just says, I need to have my own house with my own family, and it's time for your brother to do his own thing. Or at least we got to get a way, way, way bigger house with a garage apartment or something, right? When y'all moving,
Yeah.
you're getting a new place, more space.
Yeah. Yeah, well, that's the thing, too, because if he were to move with us, then I feel like we would need an even bigger house because he would need his own space. And so I'm just like thinking about all of the, all of those types of things, too.
Yeah.
And it's just...
You sound
Yeah.
you sound lonely. Is that the wrong word?
No.
Okay. Stay on the line here. I'm going to send you a copy of my new book. We talk about this stuff all through it, okay? Not the cultural challenges that you've got, and there is a cultural gap here. Is your husband usually respectful when you bring up cultural differences and you'll say, hey, how are we going to navigate this? Because you're fusing cultures here. And part of fusing cultures is just navigating the differences. Or does his culture trump every time?
I think he's open to talking about it. He just doesn't always understand, I think.
Okay.
He has a hard time really understanding it.
Okay. And so I just talked about this in the last podcast. One of the great ways when there's a miscommunication this way, think about it this way. We often speak in pictures. We speak in words, but we think in pictures. Okay. So you have a picture of quote unquote my house, what I feel safe. And you tell your husband, I just want my own house. And he's got a picture of what own house means. And it includes cousins and nephews and brothers and all kind of people in it. It's got a picture of it. And often when we're talking past our loved ones, it's a matter of painting a new picture for them. Here is a picture. It's me being able to walk around in my own home without a bra on, without a head covering on, in my underwear to go grab something out of the dryer. Being in my own home means not having to cover up every time I walk out of my bedroom. It means that I'm allowed to keep it clean as the way I want to keep it. Does that make sense? Like you're painting him a picture of, oh, I didn't even think about that. Oh my goodness, I didn't even realize that I want to have my friends over. I want to have buddies over and they bring their little kids over and want to play. We got the 17-year-old here. It's painting a different picture for your husband. And most of the time, if two people love each other, painting a new picture, people go, oh my, I didn't even see it. I'm so sorry. And then there's some grieving. Like I totally missed it. I'm so sorry. But the other side of it is, man, sometimes it's hard. And somebody says, nope, they're living with me. And then you've got a hard decision to make. I'm going to be really optimistic here that you got a great husband who is just absent-minded and hasn't thought through it. It didn't even occur to him the struggles you're going on sharing a house with two grown men, right? Or a grown man and an almost grown man. And that a new picture paint for him would be really helpful. Thanks for the call, Joy. And man, 3 kids and a 17-year-old and a husband and a wife in a 2-bedroom apartment. Story at 11. Whew.